Hi, thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, my name is Lita, and thank you for taking a moment to come check out my videos. Today's video is going to be a flip through from May's setup and daily and weekly pages. Let me just grab a seat and I will move some of my things aside and we will get right into it. Okay, so I pretty much always start out my pages the same. I usually have something decorative on this side, and I always have a calendar, at least one calendar. And lately I've been using these B6 Stalogy seal calendars that you can peel off and put in there, and they're really kind of cool because actually they come up and you can take them and move them around, but I keep mine permanently here in this page and I don't move it around, but they do have that feature, so that's kind of cool. I use them Monday through Sunday. They do have some that I believe are Sunday through Saturday. Mine are, as I said, the Monday through Sunday. Any of this stuff, I'll try to put some of the products and stuff down below. I had gotten these stickers from a place called Pinkoi. These are like the Dolce Vita stickers, and I had this washi tape as well, and I have one other one that I use throughout the month, and I did use it quite a bit and I enjoyed it. So last month I was really trying to stay in the moment, to be more in the present and not worry so much about the future, and I bet you can all relate and understand why that is. So let's keep moving it along. I have appointments and affirmations page. As you can see, you know, I did pretty good at keeping up with my stuff. This is why I kind of like to do this quick flip through, and even though it's a little bit chatty, it's because I feel like a lot of times what I see in YouTube is that people do these really beautiful layouts and they'll put up this I'm gonna apologize. I always apologize for this. I leave my window open, at least for now, and so you'll hear traffic and birds and whatnot outside. Okay, back to this. So what I see a lot is that people don't show you afterwards, and so the reason my spreads have stayed pretty consistent for a while is because they work. This is something, and I talk about this in my June setup spread, my affirmations. It's not so much that I'm going to change this. It's, you can call it, I call it affirmations, and sometimes they are that. It could also be one line a day. It could be called gratitude. You may have something like that. And I have been doing something like that for years now. And I'm going to do another video coming up this month that has to do with mood trackers, one line a day affirmation, self-care type of a thing. So look out for that in the future. And if you're interested in that, you know, do let me know in the comments. I do plan to make one, but keep an eye out for it. And if there's some other type of content you'd like to see made that's related to journals, to bullet journals, Stalogy, or traveler notebook type of thing, stationery, let me know, because that's my jam. So Carpe Diem, I've explained before that this is kind of my brain dump page, and the last couple months there's been a lot in my brain that needs to get dumped out, but I usually have been putting these stickers here, not stickers, these post-it notes, because in the past I would run out of space on my brain dump page, but lately not so much. But still, I'd rather have it there, and I can always get my glue stick and just glue this down and it'll become part of this page. Again, I had this La Dolce Vita stickers that I was using. So this was my spread where I was tracking cello. I play the cello. I'm learning to play the cello. I'm a beginner, and I really believed I was going to need the 2 pages, but what happened is I got an injury to my elbow. There is a thing that I asked, is like cello elbow a thing? And they're like, yes, we call it chelbo. So I have chelbo, so my practice waned. I was pretty much planning on practicing twice a day, in the morning and in the evening or afternoon, and took a very steep sudden turn in the middle of the month. I had to, basically, I have not been playing, so I'm very sad. I'm very depressed about that. Music is my one big self-care outlet. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, I didn't recreate this spread because for this coming month for June because of my elbow, and I'm hoping that if my elbow, whole shoulder situation, everything heals up, honestly, I'll just come back here and I will just put over here June, and I'll put June and whatever date that is, so as to not waste this beautiful page. And yeah, that's what I'll end up doing if I'm able to start playing. So this page has been kind of sad. I've been trying to do a self-care page for a couple months, and yeah, not really exactly working the way what it should. And so I didn't recreate this for this month, because even though I need to focus on self-care, me obviously making a page for it is not exactly making it happen. So I'm gonna have to reevaluate, just me. I'm gonna have to think on it myself and think about, well, you know, how can I do that to take care of myself a little better. I have to ponder it. I don't have the solution, but I figured out that for right now, making a page in my journal is not the solution, because I did do some stuff and wrote some things, but that's kind of the same things what I almost wrote last time. This page, I wrote my secret garden, and wow, I kind of really needed more space, but I got so much done that I'm thinking this coming month I won't need quite as much space, because so many of the tasks that were part of the projects got done. I had in my garden, I was doing a patio garden project. I had a wildflower and butterfly project, which it's a work in progress. I have a project by my bedroom window garden that I want. Oh, and then composting was a bonus, and I actually have that pretty much started under control. So I ended up with more, and I recreated this space for June because I love it. It's working great. Meal planning and groceries, it's like kind of really fell to the wayside. I can use this still for my groceries, and I still was using it somewhat for meal planning. And then my meal planning fell off. But I think a part of it really has to do with this pandemic that's going on, that I bought so much stuff like in bulk, kind of, because the fact that my mother is elderly, and I'm not going to the grocery store. I was sending, my brother was going to the grocery store. He's a very good brother. He'd go so that we wouldn't have to. And so because of that, I would give him a huge list, because I didn't want to, be putting him constantly at risk, although he seems to be going out all the time anyway. So that kind of fell off, but I still yet again recreated the meal plan and my groceries thing for this coming month. This was something new I tried. It's basically a tracker, and I explain it in the June setup, that what I do, and basically it's tracking daily, weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly things that I would like to do or should be doing, and a little bit of some social media stuff, and just, the standard 1 through 31, Monday through Friday type of thing next to it. But you could see it actually has been good. I've been using it. I like it. It makes me feel like, I think that part of what I like about this is that it helps me to see that, am I getting up off my butt and doing stuff? Because I need to get up off my butt and do certain things. And they're not always the things. Some of them are things I enjoy doing. Some are the things that I don't enjoy as much doing, but they still need to be done. And just making sure, like, am I on top of it? Like, I know I have not done the car all month, and I should do the car. I've been thinking about it all day. Just a pretty quote page and more of that Dolce Vita stickers. So that was the first few days of the month. I had been doing these weekly spreads that they're about four tiles, 4 square grids each, and sometimes I leave the space at the top so I can do like I did here and put some decorative washi, which I love that washi. But lately, we'll see later if I changed it, where I'm leaving the space on the bottom for notes a little bit. And sometimes this is how I journal, is that this is bleed through from some watercolor and art that I did on this page. I have kind of like to-do list. This was Cinco de Mayo. And then I did some journaling afterwards. And here I actually was writing about the previous day. It starts out with yesterday, which is probably why it's in that square box. But a lot of times that's all I do is I will just make a to-do list, and then I'll also, this was good news of the day, that I will do some journaling. And as you see, I like to, skip the page. I like to do, oh, here's my Dolce Vita stickers, and I just took some washi, that same one, and tore it up into bits and pieces. And yeah, I like to make my pages colorful because it makes me feel more engaged with my page. When they're white, I don't feel motivated to write or do anything on them. Here's something that's classic of a thing that I'll do. So this was apparently Mother's Day on a Sunday, and I think this was probably, so it's in a different color ink, and there's no date above it. So sometimes what'll happen is if I start writing about something here, and then later in the day I want to write something more, I'll start writing in the opposite direction. And as you can see, at times also I may even change the color ink. So here's another weekly. You know, I still am using the weather and for the temperature and to see what the weather is. I like putting that on there. It's my little reminder to take out the trash. Again, it's just more of the same. Here's some kind of bullet journaling, bullet. And here was some brainstorming for video stuff. And again, I like to use my stickers and whatnot to color up the page and make me feel more engaged with my journal. Here I used some different to-do type of things that I had these, and I'm like, let me just try using these, and then I would color them in for the things I got done, and more journaling. And here I tried to do a meal planning, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. This has to do, there's so many snacks in there because, well, first of all, I think it's better to have 5 smaller meals in a day than 3 super huge large ones, but it's because my mother's diabetic and I need to get her eating healthier, and so I make little snacks, and I thought I'd try that, and that was good. What is this? Oh, this was part of my project with my garden, that I was surveying what all the trees were that we had. Oh my gosh, these little stickers. I have a story with these stickers. I love these little stickers so much. They're little washi masking tapes that have the days of the week, and they'll say something like motivational Monday, terrific Tuesday, wonderful Wednesday, and I love them. And what happened is I love them so much that I stopped using them because I started to run out of them, and I was like, oh no, oh my God, tell me you cannot relate to that. Have you ever had something, oh, I don't even see them out here. Have you ever had something oh, here they are. Have you ever had something, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I just moved the camera. Have you ever had something that you love so much that you don't want to use it? Here's my little stickers. I keep them on this card. So have you ever had something that you love them so much, you don't want to use it because you don't want to run out of it? And it's like, well, wait, why do I keep these if I'm not going to use them? I'm like, okay, I just have to let go. I love them. Just allow yourself to use them. It's okay, Lita. You can use them. So if you love something and you're holding on to it because you're scared, I have been looking for so long and I cannot find this washi tape anywhere. So what I did is I've gone online, and I ended up going to AliExpress. When the stuff comes in, I'll do a little haul video, but I have broken down and decided I just need to use them. I love them. It's okay, use them. I can't find them again. It'll be all right. I'll find something else. So I've got a couple products coming in, and hopefully I'll love them as much as I love these. But I know that when I started using these, I must have went and bought extra rolls because I've done that before with other ones as well. As a matter of fact, this one, it's like a simple tape, but I loved it so much that I was like, I better go buy an extra because what if I run out? So that's what's happening with this. Even with my extra roll, I'm finally running out. So I gave myself permission to use my products, and here I'm using these little La Dolce Vita stickers. I was like, hey, use them. So now I started using them. Oh my gosh, I had a lot I had to get out of my brain. Using my little stickers, there they are. Using my little, I'm like, use your things. That's why you buy them, because they brought you joy. I'm like, do I have absolutely no life? What is going on here? At this point, sometimes when I see this, I think I should stop doing my weekly spread. And I was like, no, it's just a phase. Just keep doing it because there's some things that are going on that why things are blank. And I'm like, you'll be happy that you have it. It's like, it'll be okay. So here, just, you know, my pages. the same thing, bullet journal. Man, was I struggling with this. This was a tip-in I wanted to do, and let me trust you, tip-in, let me tell you, tip-ins are not hard to do, but I don't have any Scotch tape, and I do usually use some Scotch tape, and this washi tape that I was using to try to tip this in, the humidity is so high down here in Florida, it's like it doesn't want to stay, it just wants to come off. See, look, I really let myself do it. I'm like, Lita, you're allowed to enjoy the things that you have. Use them. We have to give ourselves permission. Here we go, last week. So I kept using my stickers. I did something different here this last week of May. A lot of times, usually as I do my journal, I kind of do it just like as the day comes along. There are times, for example, these pages that had a lot of the watercolor on it, these ones, I prepped those pages with the watercolor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did these kind of all at the same time, but I didn't actually prep them in any other way other than I put some color down on them. And maybe I put some tape on this. But initially it was just color. But so usually I will just, do as the day comes, I will do that day, put a little bit of tape, some stickers, whatever, it's maybe, to make myself happy. But this week, what I did is this is kind of sloppy, but I went and I wrote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I set up and I put my summary page. I did all of these pages at one time for the last week, and I've decided that's what I want to start doing from now on. That's one thing I'm going to change this month, is my last week, I'm going to prep it out in advance, because what always ends up happening is that I don't end up getting my next month set up until I'm into the next month. Like it'll be the 3rd. And I think this came out of a habit of, like, for example, this week, Sunday just coincident, this past month, Sunday ended the month. June began on the 1st of a Monday. It's beginning on a Monday. But you know how it is a lot of times that the month will end on middle of the week? And because I do my calendars 7 days at a time, my weekly spreads, that if it ends in the middle, sometimes I'll have like the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of a thing. I'll have those few extra days. And I'll put them in down here, and I'll have them here in the calendar sometimes. And then I get a little lazy, and I told myself, you know what, I want to, from now on, I want to actually plan a little bit more ahead. And I'm going to do, when I do my weekly for the last week of the month, I will do the last week, all of the pages for that, and a summary. That way I can begin to brainstorm or think about what I would like to have be my next coming month spread setup be like. What do I want in it? So what do I want to keep? Which what I usually do is I come back to this month and I do what I just kind of did with you, is I flip through my things and I'm like, that still works, this still works, this still works. This still works, but I'm like, I'm not going to write a cello page because of the injury. I'm going to not do this in June. So I knew I didn't want that. I said, this is not going to work. I don't want this anymore. I want this. I still want this and this. This was up in the air. I reevaluate by looking, and then I decide, what do I want in my coming month? And then how do I want to lay it out? So for example, when July comes around, I'm probably going to lay out this page. This is going to be different. This part is going to be different. The appointments, affirmations, and tracking is going to somehow be different. I'm going to change it, and I'll figure that out this month, because I figured out it's already too late for June. I already made my June, but I've decided, I realized kind of just a moment too late that I need to change it, but it's okay. It'll work for what I created for June. But when July comes, I'm like, I'm going to change that. So even though I had this 1 week, I didn't realize that, because it just kind of came at the last, literally at the last minute, it came to me. So anyway, that is what I wanted to do. I wanted to walk through, flip through this with you, because I feel like I was saying, probably I halfway said, that one of the things I think is that a lot of times people don't go and show people how does it look like afterwards, how does it work, how did it work, did it work for me, and did it really get used. So mine is not as neat and fancy and organized, but you know what? It's working for me, and it's part of answering that question of how do you stay motivated to keep using your journal. And it's stuff like this of just going through and seeing what works, what didn't work, and adapting it to suit your needs for whatever those needs are at that moment. And even that can change, like I said, from day to day. What do you want to use your journal for? How do you want to use your journal? It's your journal. Make sure that you give yourself permission to use it whatever your way you want. And give yourself permission to use your supplies. Even if they're running low, it's like, let it go because you love it, use it. I should put some of these more on here. I'll save some of these for this month. Okay, that is all. I want to wish you well. Thanks for watching and being here. Wherever this meets you at, morning, afternoon, or evening, I wish you well. Bye, everyone.